everyone to another session of our career webinars. Our career webinars are designed for you to learn about employability topics, to get career ready, to acquire the knowledge you need to be successful in your career and move your career forward. Today, we have our very traditional series, which is our Career Readiness Essentials series. We can move to our next slide. And Career Readiness Essential Series is the series where you get all the knowledge and skills you need to be career ready. As we said, being career ready means you can master your career. And let's see what topic we have today. For today, we are going to delve into the subject of amplify your voice, sharing content on LinkedIn to stand out and get the job, okay? LinkedIn is where you want to be, and Laura, our speaker for today, she's gonna tell us all about why and how we should be doing it. So, we think by now you should have an optimized LinkedIn profile, or you are working towards getting one. You are building your professional network through meaningful connections. So what's the next step? LinkedIn is not a resume CV online. It is a powerful professional social network where people connect, build networks within and outside their field, and exchange ideas, information, experiences, and knowledge, showcase their value and potential, and access to many, many different opportunities. In this session, we will learn why sharing content is the way to go to become visible and memorable, and we will also learn how to really use LinkedIn to your advantage. So, I'm going to introduce our speaker, Laura. Some of you maybe know her because she's our career coach. She is from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And basically, okay, I'm not sure if we are frozen now. Sorry. Can you see the screen
Yeah, I can
correctly?
see you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I can
okay.
see you.
Sorry. So, Laura is a higher education career development educator, expert transition and career coach, and instructional designer. She brings more than 20 years of experience empowering people to design intentional career journeys. So she knows everything about career development. And therefore, we have invited her to share on this amazing topic. And without further ado, thank you and welcome, Laura, for being here with us today.
Okay, thank you for the nice welcome. I'm glad to be back here in the career webinar series, and I want to thank you all for taking some time finding some time in your agenda to come and see what can I learn today. I always say that's the first step, showing up. So I define myself as a LinkedIn fan because I'm aware of all the opportunities and the doors that it opens. This is to me the LinkedIn success formula. You need to have an optimized profile. That's where it starts. It's a well-crafted profile that showcases you, who you are, what you bring, your experiences, your accomplishments, and your potential. To that, you add your meaningful connections, because this is, like we said, it's not a resume or a CV online that is just sitting there waiting for things to happen. You have to go out there and build those connections, because this is social media. It's professional social media, but it's social. So you build and nurture relationships with others. And then you share meaningful content, valuable content to others. Remember, this is a community. So you post and engage, and you're active with content that provides value to your network. And that, the result of all of that is gaining professional growth and opportunities. You combine these three elements to use LinkedIn for growth. So that's why I'm here. The quick recap: we understand that by now you should be working towards that optimized profile. You should have a complete profile with a strong introduction, because that's the first impressions, right? Your photos, your headline, your about section, all the sections complete, written in the first person, showing the real you, right? We are human beings behind those professionals or future professionals. So we want to show that. It's we are talking about us. And so then, like we said, the strong network, 500 connections might sound like a lot, but we start step by step. We start connecting with others. We start reaching out. We are going to be talking about who to connect with, but just initially, I would say, where are those leading voices in your field? Your colleagues, alumni from your schools or your universities, people in your sector, in your industry, people in other sectors. We will be talking about that. And of course, walking the talk. I love that. This is not just talking about who I am, but showing who I am professionally. So am I a professional in front-end development, UX, UI, whatever our place in the world is, we have to show it, and show it by sharing content. That's one of the ways to do it. Your optimized profile is not enough. That's just the beginning. LinkedIn has over 1 billion members, and LinkedIn is right now prioritizing active users. So you are going to be showcased more if you share content. So let's move on. I'm sharing, I asked Agustin if he would let me share with you his profile. He said, of course, yeah, he's learning. We are not no experts. Who is an expert these days? I think we have to keep learning. We are left behind. So clicking, trying. You just you try one headline, it doesn't work out, or you think it can be improved. You change it, and you just keep going and trying things and see how they work. But Agustin has done a good job. He's a student, an undergrad student, and he's getting a hold of what he has to do to have an optimized profile and share content. So I just wanted to share you one example of many others that are really getting it. So I'm gonna leave this with you. You're gonna get the presentation after the slides after the presentation, but this is a nice checklist that I encourage you to use. You're gonna get like a little guideline and some other additional resources. You have everything. Virtual internships has all this amazing content that you should use to have an amazing profile. So we talked about the importance of having that optimized profile. What comes next? Well, connecting, right? We said that this is social. This is a community that where there are lots of amazing people waiting to be found. So we usually start with friends and acquaintances, because we want to have at least 20, 25 people that know us, that we have been in contact with. But we don't stop there. No, we have with 1 billion people, there's people waiting to just to be met, and we have to go out there and make new friends. So connect by affinities, but also connect with just find just complement what you do and what you want to do with people who come from different fields, from different places, from different functional areas. This is the beauty of LinkedIn. You might have other communities of just belonging, but LinkedIn, the great thing is that there's people from all walks of life. And so I call it cross-pollination. I learn a lot from people who do things that are completely different from what I do. Important to keep in mind, when you connect with someone, when you send the invitation, these are some reasons why people decide to connect with you. Just say, yes, I'm gonna accept his or her invitation. So keep this in mind. Did they send a personal message? Did they personalize their invitation, or did they just press, an autopilot send, send, send? I want to feel special. No, I want to feel like people took the time to look at my profile and decided that there was something there that would lead them to connect with me. So let them know. I read your article. And it was very insightful because of this and this and that. I think we have a lot of things in common, such as ABC. I listened to your webinar, and I found it interesting because of some reason. We both attended the same university. Just find that personal human connection. Do they have a profile photo or banner? Unless you have a reason why you don't want to show your photo, it's a nice touch. Remember, professional social network. How large is their network? This is important. And I don't accept people who have less than 10 connections. I just wonder if it's a true, real profile, So please first connect to those people and then you can start reaching out to those you don't. Is the information up to date? If you have an about section that says something and then your experience says something else, there's something going on there. So be sure that you update everything in your profile. Your job experiences, if you're doing your internship, add that, etc. Your level of activity. I'm prone to connect with people who have some level of activity. We're gonna see this later on in this presentation, but yeah, you have to be active. And how frequently create their own content, that's related to activity, and whether they interact with other people's posts. This is like about connections and being active. So yeah, well, let's go back. The other thing that is really important is to have a very effective headline, because the headline is like I call it the trailer to the movie. It's many times it's what decides me whether to accept someone in my network or not. So if you look at the headline on the top, digital marketer, internet publicist group, marketing student at University of ABC, Google Analytics, Hootsuite, and SEO. And then you see the one that LinkedIn provides by default, student at University of ABC. Who would you rather connect with? Who's just getting your attention? Who makes you curious? Who do you think you might relate to? It's there's no doubt about it, right? So personalize your headline, which is something that goes with you wherever you go on LinkedIn. It's your name, your last name, your picture, and your headline. It starts there. So since we're talking about connections, like here are some ideas, concrete ideas on who you should connect with, besides the people you know, because these are the people who will read your content. So people that are living the life that you want to live, right? Your aspired role. Your hiring managers, those people who are looking talent like you. The talent attraction professionals, like people in selection and attraction and HR who are looking for talent. People who talk about and who know what they are talking about in your field, and who are just people that are followed by others. Like, what do they have to say? They probably have all the trends and they know what's going on in your world of work. People in areas that are in industries and roles that complement yours. So like if you are in technology, well, people in business. If you are in, I don't know, working in social sciences, just connect with the economists and people in the public sector, and just get creative as far as that. If you are in business, entrepreneurs, and so forth. People who would hire your service. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a super interesting question, because someone is asking, how do you know if it is a person or a virus or a bot? right? Who is trying to add you. And I think you shared something very interesting before, right? Because like, if we, what could be your answer? How can we trust a little bit more who we're connecting with?
Well, I use my gut feeling and my common sense. I'm not that much into technology. That I would not be like an expert to figure that out. But what I do look at is, well, whether they have a picture, the picture looks like real, how many connections they have, if we have people in common, like that, if I see that he or she is connected to people I know, what they share, where they studied. So I just like to just walk and just navigate their profile, and I just to get a sense of whether
That's
this
very
person is
important
for
what you said,
real.
because many times I receive connections from profiles who do not have a banner or a picture, or like you just show like a nice description with keywords, and I found that suspicious, right? So in my case, if I receive this kind of invitation, I don't accept it. And it may not be a bot, it may be a person, which is unfortunate because we do want to make sure that we have our chances maximized to be accepted, right, by other people. So I think that's very important what you said before.
Yeah, you can also ask the person what prompted them to connect with you. What did they see in you? And see, engage in conversation and see what happens. You can always unfriend or just get someone out of your network, just with a click of a button. So, yeah, that's interesting question. So thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, so who else? People who would hire your services if you're freelancers, and so you want to get out there and make yourself visible. People in academics, your professors, people in staff support systems, like and areas such as career development, career services, and well, your peers. We can learn from each other. That can be very powerful. Alumni, LinkedIn has an amazing alumni search option where you can go and use different criteria to find those people who lived that life that you're living before you. So go reach out to them and just get ideas, get inspired. Of course, the virtual internships alumni group is very active. You should just give them a try. People from all over the world. That's that's what makes LinkedIn amazing. I meet people who inspire me from all over the place, and so they are waiting to for you to connect with them. And then other professional settings, we talked about that. So let's see. Oops. Let me move my pictures. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. No. So we have our profiles on LinkedIn. We are connecting meaningfully and strategically. So now what, right? This is an interesting number. No, this is the last number I read. According to LinkedIn, just 2% of the people who are active on LinkedIn share content. So imagine the possibilities to showcase yourself, to make yourself visible, to show your uniqueness. So that's why we are going to invite you to walk the talk on LinkedIn. And that means getting out there and connecting and showing what we are about. I did want to show what we see, and I'm not a recruiter, but I do work with recruiters as part of my role at a university. And when employers go to LinkedIn, they want to see more than they see on a CV or on a resume. So we have to show them that extra value. So number one, if you go into a profile and you see that, nothing to see for now, no articles, no posts, no documents, no images, nothing. there's nothing to see. Number two, same thing. This person has not started to share yet. So, yeah, so and so hasn't posted yet, and posts will be here when they happen. They haven't happened yet. On the contrary, number three, now he's just slowly and steady walking the walk. He's a full stack developer. He has a nice enough headline, and he's just showing something about his career life, his learning experiences, and he's using his personal style to convey the message. And so that's where we invite you to go, just to start sharing something. Adding content or sharing content.
Laura,
Yes.
can I ask you something? Because someone is asking something
Sure.
very interesting.
Yes. Yes, sure.
I am a major student, and before I became a student, I took time away from working to raise my children. I don't feel very confident about listing my work experience when it was so long ago. Am I able to still make as many connections with my education alone, or would I need to include my work experience, even when it is not relevant to my area of study?
Okay. Well, LinkedIn has, this chronological way
Setup,
of,
right?
this. Yeah, it's just set up. So I just think that we have to embrace what we bring, and there are a lot of transferable experiences and skills and competencies that we have to bring to, just to show. So no, I'm not that familiar with what you bring, what you have done, and how long ago. So sometimes you can just I'm just trying to think. You might want to, if you have different experiences, you can blend them in one, experience, and just say, like, previously, you can, I don't know, if you had a career break, you can include that career break. You can explain the kinds of things that you did during your career break. You can explain that prior to that, or prior to your your new professional you worked in, I don't know, XYZ, whatever you did. You can just make it like a nice summary, articulating the competencies and the abilities that you put to into action while you were doing that. I'm trying to think. Your about section might be your best friend also, because your about section might help connect the dots. Like when employers are other people meet you on LinkedIn, they welcome the opportunities to, well, you have to help them connect those dots. So how can you do that? A story well told, where you say, like, right now, this is who I am, this is where I come from, this is how I discovered this thing that I'm doing right now. No, people don't have to stick with their careers that they picked when they were 17, 18, 25. They no, and embracing the always learning attitude and mindset. That's something that employers value. So with the information that you gave me, that's what I can say. But embrace what you bring. That's what I would say. It's probably going to it tells a lot about you, and it's gonna help you with future career. So well, through content, we want to share who we are, what we do or want to do, and why it matters. So sharing content on LinkedIn is a great way to enhance the professional brand, who we are, and expand our networks. So whatever we share, it's a great way to show our career interests, motivations, expertise, depending on where we are. and cultivate those meaningful connections. Connecting through affinities is a very powerful thing. When people ask me, well, I don't know, I don't know this person. How should I connect? Connect from a place of mutual affinities. Like we both are interested in the same things. That's very powerful. So this opens door to opportunities, collaborations, career advancement, and let's not forget this. It's not just the what's in it for me. It's also the what's in it for other people. So the content you share can change someone's perspective, life, ideas, like next steps. So you can inspire, educate, and influence others just by sharing a little something today. So it's not about us also. It's not only about us, it's about them too. So, but let's think about what's in it for me also. Now, why share content, right? Well, opportune networking, finding people who have affinities, who have mutual interests, and also with people with diverse perspectives. Job opportunities. Many of you must be looking for jobs. So connecting with recruiters and hiring managers. If you start sharing meaningful content, people are going to see it. Finding potential clients for those who are more into finding clients. Staying updated. I learn a lot from LinkedIn. Like every day I find some time in my day and I ask myself, let's see what I can learn today. Because people share very meaningful, interesting, valuable content. So it's a great way to learn. Professional development learning is related to that. Sharing achievements, it gives us confidence to share achievements, like something I learned, like an award I received, like an internship I finished. It gives us visibility. So I always say, share your achievements. Don't make it all about achievements because it gets boring. But yes, you can share those achievements. And also, if you start sharing content that relates to a specific topic, you can end up being a leading voice. Like people are gonna associate you with a specific topic. So when they think, oh, John or Claire, yeah, they are always talking about XYZ. Yeah, they must know about XYZ. It's very easy, and then the global reach. You can connect with people from all over the world, and so just sharing content does that for you. It just allows you to be known by people in the other side of the world. So that's a great thing. But of course, it's not easy. Here we are telling you that you should do this and that you should do that. But these are some that reasons why people might not be willing to take the risk. And so these are some, right? I don't know what to write about. I want to share ad content, but I don't know what to write about. The writer's block. Or I'm new at this. I don't know. I have anything interesting to say. Or yeah, I'd love to do it, but I don't have time. I have the internship. I'm finishing school. I have my part-time job, and no time. Or oh yeah, but many people are gonna read my content. I'm afraid of making a mistake. Or I'm not good at writing. Writing is not my thing, and that's not. I feel like a fish out of the water. Or just being judged, the imposter syndrome. Like I'm not going. There's going to be people who know more than about this than me, and so yeah. Privacy reasons. Sometimes there's like very like just very clear and concrete privacy reasons. I'm not gonna I have nothing to say about that, but yeah, that can be one reason why not to share. And then that's something that happens to me. Like I have multiple audiences. I connect with different people. I sometimes I want to write to students. Sometimes I write to alumni. Sometimes I write to expats living, just doing the expat life. Sometimes I like to speak with my colleagues. And so sometimes I get confused about that. So these are some very understandable reasons why people might be reluctant to share content. But let's keep going and see what we can do about that. What is content? Because we were talking about this and we want to just dig deeper into this, right? Well, these are some examples. You are doing an internship, employers, colleagues, fellow students, leading voices might be interesting in knowing. So, what is an interesting internship about? Like, what are they doing? What's a typical day like in the life of an intern? So, do not underestimate the power or the interest that other people might have in your everyday life as students, as career changers, pivoters, and just your whatever reason brought you to virtual internships. Volunteering in the same sense. Your university life. People love to see what are students, what is the student life these days. Projects, classes, courses, social life, and just so many interesting things to share there. Posing questions that engages the other person to connect and to just to get into a dialogue. Trends in your industry, research that you're working on, job opportunities. What do I mean by job opportunities? Someone reaches out to you and offers you, just talks to you about a job opportunity. It's not for you, or you're not, you don't want, you're not interested. Well, you can share it with your network. You can give something to your network. Someone else might be interested. Tips, how-tos, interesting articles, blog posts, events, something like you've heard about a conference, a webinar, that it might be interesting to your network. Share it. Lessons learned, something that you learned, something that might be a good tip for someone else. Your achievements, of course, and aha moments, like insights, something you learned, and yeah. And when we talk about content, at least when I talk about content, it could be, just you can find the kind of content that is within your level of comfort. Of course, you can just write a paper and post it, but you can also share curated content, someone else's content. As long as you give them the credit, you can just share the content with a comment, just when you repost, share, your perspective. Like, why are you reposting? What you see in this post? What is your opinion, etc. Reposts, comments on other people's content. The featured section, the one on top, where it's like a portfolio that is the content that stays there for as long as you want. That's a nice way to showcase who you are. And also reactions. If you want to start small, just connect by reacting. I like this, I love this, I celebrate this, and so small steps. That's what
I guess that everything you're sharing answers a question someone asked on the chat, which is, does an article need to be a previous paper, or can anyone write anything? Right. So one option is, okay, maybe for university, you wrote a paper, so you can share the link and say, hey, everyone, I'd like to share my last paper on this subject, and you can write something nice and share the link to the paper you wrote. Or as you just shown us, it can be any of these, right? So when we talk about content sharing, we have so many options, all of these that you have just shared.
Yeah, the important thing is to get moving. Do something, right? You start small. As you get more comfortable, you will do more. But just so here are some ideas, right? Internship experiences. What internships have you completed? What were your key takeaways and contributions? What are the industry trends, latest trends in your field of interest? Even if you're looking for a job and you don't have much experience, you're doing your internship, that's all. Just the fact that you don't have a wide experience doesn't mean that that's not you. So dig into that, just get into that topic, start doing your research and share. This is what I learned today. I was reading this and I think, and just give your perspective, just get a little bit deeper. Don't just, I'm sure this article and that's it. Just what, why, when, how, what for, right? Just give a little bit of depth to what you share. Target company research. That's a great way to show that you are interested in that company, and for sure that company is gonna notice that here you are and you're interested in them. Of course, book, podcast, resources, something that you read, that you heard, that just something that you would recommend others. We talked about university life, um, projects within the university, or the boot camp, or your training, or your tech education, um, professional development. Well, if you have attended a webinar, a workshop, a seminar, what did you get out of it? What did you learn that could help someone else? So for this, move this. Yeah, some smart strategies for writing impactful content, and these are quite a few, but they are important. So I'm going to cover them. Be genuine in every sense. So, write from your heart and from your mind. Don't be transactional. So think about, it's not all for you, not just what's in it for me. It's like we said, like, what can I do today to help others while making myself more visible in this field? People love images, emojis. When I write a post, if I just write text, or I write, it makes a difference whether I add an image or not. It's just, that's the way we are as human beings. We like images. So emojis, don't go overboard, but they kind of give it a little something, a little kick to the post. Text in large blocks, people might get bored, or just, they want a quick just capsule of knowledge or content, but just be mindful of the large blocks. Give some like breather with the white page, blank page or blank space. Bullet points are really nice, like a list. Those work out really well. Ask questions. We mentioned this before, so you can engage people in the conversation. Hashtags, but don't go overboard. Tag people, don't tag all the company. Tag companies, don't tag, just don't spam people with just tagging everyone. When I say keep the timing in mind, the timing as far as when to you post. I have done some trial and errors. I usually post in the morning, but I some people post at night, some people post on weekends, some people say weekends people are not on LinkedIn, some people say weekends people are on LinkedIn because they have more time. So just play and see what works for you. This one is really important to me. I just get really, really bored when I start reading an article and a piece of content that is written by the ChatGPT. I know just by reading the first five words that it's ChatGPT. So use the ChatGPT for ideation, for inspiration, for grammar, for all of that. But then when you have your text, say, okay, how would I say this? And so just bring your whole self into the text and just do those changes. Like, how would you say it? People don't want to read robotic, autopilot content. They want to see what you think, how you say it. Post at least once a month. That's what I would recommend. Of course, twice would be better, weekly would be better, but if you're gonna do like a minimum, I would say once a month. We, as people in career development, recruiters, want to see that when we go into your profile, that at least in the last month there was something done there. So start with the once a month at least. Of course, avoid controversial topics. This would not be the place. Maybe there's other social media for that, but here we would stick with professional development. I've heard in a recent webinar on LinkedIn that video is the thing these days. That people, that video is showcased. Video content is showcased more than others. I add the but because I'm not a video person. So this is a good opportunity to say we have to be true to our personalities. I'm not a TikToker. I'm not going to be creating videos for, at least for now. I'm more into images and so forth. So just, just within all the options that you have, find the ones that are more like aligned to you and your personality. Share achievements, like we said, but not only achievements. It's boring when all you share is about the amazing things that you do and the great things. So just mind that. The tone of the interaction, of course. We want to be nice, empathetic, and as in everything we do in life. Add your perspective to the reposts. We just don't the automatic repost doesn't say much. Like, okay, you shared this. Why? What did you like about it? Did you like it? Maybe you didn't like it, and you are opposed to it. So we have an opinion, an alternate opinion, or can you add some depth to what you read? So yeah. So what? You read this. So what? What do you think? These are some ideas, like a recipe, but you can be original and create your own recipe. Anything else that we haven't included here? Just any topics that no one is talking about for your field. So original people are always welcome, and also make a plan in the sense of sometimes like you have an idea. I do that. Like I have an idea for a post. It's not the time. I have other content that I want to share this week, or maybe this might be more relevant to the time when I organize the career fair, for instance. So I save it. I have my notes for posts, and I just collect my ideas for when the time is right. And if we haven't convinced you yet that you should start posting, start small. You can, like we said, engage with reactions, comment with a level of depth, to what you read. Just start small. That would be comment. That would be the last piece of advice. I wanted to add this because it just gives us like a nice summary of our LinkedIn journeys. I don't know, you might place yourself where you are. Like when we start, sometimes we're in the comfort zone, which is the dead zone. Like we have a LinkedIn profile that has like our name and our the education and the autopilot headline, and that's the dead zone. And then we say, okay, maybe I should give this a try. So, but we are in the fear zone, right? Like all these reasons why not to post. Like, oh, I don't know what to write about. I don't know anything. I'm a beginner. I lack confidence. I fear now. People are gonna think this is silly, and people are gonna just not get it, or then we move a little bit forward to the learning zone, and so we complete our profile. Like I said, virtual internships has these amazing resources that if you use them, I can assure you that you're going to have your optimized profile. You start interacting, you get some training. You are here today, you wanted to learn something. But in the world, in the world of out there, there's lots of ways. If you Google, if you use all the resources available, you are gonna find what you need to learn more about LinkedIn. You learn about best practices. You can go on LinkedIn and see how others do it, right? As far as your profile, about identify what are some content that you find really enlightening, interesting, cool, just whatever. And so you look at the best practices. You you start engaging actively with other people's content. You look at your analytics, right? Like in every sense, you post something, you see the reaction. Uh, you look at other people's content and reactions and so forth. And then, well, the growth zone, the one that where you start walking the walk. You gain visibility. You gain you open doors to new projects, to opportunities. You put your personal brand out there. You can make more money. You can grow your professional community. You become more of a public persona, and that's the growth zone. So that's this is like, where do you want to be? It's okay to start in the comfort zone, but how do you slowly move towards a growth zone? That's why I wanted to share this. I love Justin Welsh. I invite you to follow him. It's one of the people that I get very inspired by. And this is something that I invite you to keep in mind when I say it's the what's in it for me, but what's in it for others. And so make a habit of reaching out to people when you don't need something. It's perfectly fine to need a job, but networks and professional communities are built before we have to make the ask. So
That's
go
a
ahead and
perfect
do that.
piece of advice, Dora, because
Mm.
I receive many messages from people, usually when they need something from me. And I don't like
Mm-hmm.
that because it feels
Mm-hmm.
transactional, right? It says,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I teach at university, and sometimes I have students who I know, oh, they want something from me. And that I don't like
Mm-hmm.
it. It's very different. I have some students who send me a message. Perhaps, I don't know, it was Teacher's Day, or I saw you wrote some interesting article. I wrote this article. I thought this idea is nice. Or they reach out eventually, even if it's to say, hi, how are you doing? I saw you at university. Hope you're having a good semester. I don't know, something, right? They're present. It's like
Mm-hmm.
family, right? If you call your aunt only when you need something from your aunt is going to be mad, right? Like, it doesn't work like that. So
Yes.
saying hello, asking how you are, interacting, sharing, as you mentioned, commenting. This is part of what we do to build our network. We just don't send a message, right, out of the blue to ask something. That's a bit weird. We can, but
Mm-hmm.
it's better if
Mm-hmm.
we start building our network before we actually need it. That's a great piece of
Mm-hmm.
advice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. So success on LinkedIn goes beyond having a profile. That's the beginning. This is not a CV resume online. We make connections. It's not only about us. It's about the value we bring. The content that you have not shared might help someone, might change someone's perspective. So it's something. It's goodness waiting to happen. So we are gonna invite you to decide what your next contribution will be. And so we're going to invite you to start sharing. That's the idea. So, Mirta, what do you think? We
I
are going to
think
invite
that
them, right?
everyone who's participating here, after 3 webinars, after attending in 3 webinars, they will receive a certificate. And I have already been sending lots of certificates because we have lots of students who have already reached the Explorer level and the Star level. So that's a great opportunity to practice everything that Laura has shared, right? Because you receive your certificate and you said, okay, this, I can create a piece of content. I can share this on my network, right? Because this is a way to show that I've been learning, that I'm really taking care of my professional development, so I can share this achievement. So we can take this advantage to write a nice post. And how do you suggest that we do this, Laura? If you apply the things you have just shared with us, how could we share this achievement?
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is, let's not delve deeper into unwavering pivotal hone skills. Those are all empty words that the ChatGPT loves. I just, when I read, I'm sorry, but when I read content that has these words, I just get, no, I just don't like it. So how would you say it? So here are some ideas. Like, you came in today, you were curious, you could be doing something else, but then you said, I'm going to show up and see if I can learn something. So this could be, with your own words, a post like, oh, I was curious about this webinar. I attended, and so the topic was this. This is what I learned. These are my 3 takeaways. So you mentioned them. Something that surprised me is that whatever, something I learned, or something that I did not know about, and something that I'm going to apply. Like, what's the next? So what are you going to do next? Or you could even say, so here's my first piece of content that I'm sharing. Another one would be just showcase the 3 webinars that you attended, talk about what the career webinar series is. That's a nice way to showcase this amazing space that virtual internships offers. And then what did you learn about these 3 webinars that you attended? Show the certificate, flaunt your certificate. Like I said, it shouldn't be all about achievements, but achievements are something that we should share. And show some gratitude. Mention, I know, the team, Mirta Aguirre, Damian de la Libera, and all these people who make this happen. So yeah, so here are 2 ideas on next content sharing that I think could be good ideas. So I don't know if there were other questions left on the chat or anything, comments, anything.
Yes, we have one question while we share our LinkedIn profiles on the chat, because someone said, can I use now everything I learned to connect with you guys? Yes, you can. That's what we want you to do. Remember to send us a message saying where you know us from. So if you want to stay in touch with Laura or myself, please share a nice message with us. You have here Laura's LinkedIn profile. And someone asked a really interesting question, which regarding how to approach when we're connecting with someone, right? The question is, let me find it. If I am communicating with a recruiter or an employee at an organization for the first time, how do I do not to sound rude? How can I start a conversation? What kind of message should I send?
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to put my hat. I have some colleagues at the university who are ex-recruiters, so we talk about this, and so I'm going to put on that hat. Well, for the first thing I would say is, how would you like to be approached if you were a recruiter? So, first thing I'm gonna say is just keep in mind Amirta's comment when she said, no one likes to be just contacted in a rude way, like, oh, hello, you don't know me, find me a job, kind of approach. But of course, they are recruiters, they have jobs, and you are a talent, and you have talent to offer, so we want to bring them together, right? You two together. So first, know that recruiters, especially the ones who share opportunities, who are active on LinkedIn, who have this hiring frame, they want to be contacted. So having said that, I would say, reach out, introduce yourself. Hello, I'm so and so. I just well, if you saw that they posted something, if you know that they work in a company that you would like to work on, I would just very like genuinely introduce myself and then say, I really why you would love to work in that company. Just give them something in that sense, like I just love, do you like their mission? Do you like their product and what they do for people? How they solve inconveniences in life? We organizations exist for a reason. I would just mention, connect their mission to my values, and that could make, could make for a nice introduction. And then I would just mention like three great, amazing things that you have that would be good for the company. And then or then you can just, if you're not applying to a specific job, you just have one to connect. Another option would be, I was navigating on LinkedIn. I saw your profile. You work in an amazing place. I am a tech person, and I am in, I don't know, social sciences. I work in, whatever, and and I would love to stay in contact. I think I can learn a lot from you. That's something that is really a nice way to connect. Just to say humbly, in a humble way, you are sharing content that is enlightening me, inspiring me, educating me, and I think I want more of that. So I would like to connect with you. Things like that. Just human beings. We are human beings doing business, and so
you can practice with
yeah, I was
us.
just.
You can practice with Laura. You can send her a nice message saying how much you enjoyed her webinar and maybe one takeaway. We'd love to hear what you learned from this session. So maybe you can practice now and send a message, a connection request to Laura and say, hey, Laura, really appreciated participating in your webinar. This is one thing that I really liked about what you shared. So do that. And so Laura will be super happy, and I will be also super happy when you receive your certificate. You create a nice post following all the tips that Laura shared. So we will send these slides. You will get them to your email, so we'll have all this content, this amazing content that Laura prepared for you. You will have everything there. Laura, I want to thank you very, very much for everything you shared with us today. This has been super interesting. I will definitely go back to the slides so I can unpack everything and apply what you shared to my posts, because I think I can still improve what I'm sharing. So thank you very much for sharing everything with us today.
Okay, thank you. I hope you learned something, and I think Mirta's idea is great. If you want to connect with me, send me a personalized invitation. I promise to just reply, and if I have any opportunity, I see any opportunities for improvement, I will mention that, so we can get a nice conversation going there on the chat. So
thank you, everyone. Have an amazing day, whatever you are in the world, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.